The grand stage has been set across North America. The stadiums are colossal. The infrastructure is gleaming. The branding is bold. But the question haunting the early stages of this global football festival is unmissable: where are the fans? Across the sprawling landscape of the United States, 9 stadiums have hosted the first 16 matches of the new-look Club World Cup. Together, they offer nearly a million seats, 979,373 to be exact. And yet, just over 500,000 spectators have turned up so far. To be precise, 556,369 have walked through the turnstiles. The rest, a gaping 423,004, remain vacant, silent, unfilled. That translates to a stadium occupancy rate of just 56.8%. Not disastrous, but not what FIFA had envisioned. Especially not when the world's biggest clubs and most recognizable stars have made the trip. Especially not when this very tournament is being used as a dress rehearsal for next year's expanded Men's World Cup in the USA, Canada, and Mexico. It's not the numbers alone that sting. It's the optics. Half of the matches so far have been played in front of crowds that didn't even fill 50% of the available seats. In a nation that prides itself on spectacle, pageantry, and full-throttle entertainment, the sight of empty stands under the summer sun is a glaring disconnect. And then, there's the nadir. The fixture between South Africa's Mamelodi Sundowns and South Korean club Ulsan HD didn't just break records, it shattered expectations. Played at Inter & Co Stadium in Florida, the match attracted a mere 3,412 spectators. That's 13.6% of capacity. That's not a crowd, that's a training session. Journalist Mar Mezahi was in attendance. He counted just 97 fans in the stands before kickoff. With 10 minutes to go, that number had grown, barely, to 577. It's a level of emptiness that doesn't whisper concern, it screams it. The trouble didn't stop there. River Plate vs Urawa Red Diamonds, another cross-continental clash designed to intrigue, saw a stadium that was only 17% full. RB Salzburg's match against Pachuca in Cincinnati. 20% full. The scenes are not just underwhelming, they're symbolic of a disconnect between scheduling, promotion, and fan availability. Chelsea, one of the most marketable football clubs on the planet, kicked off their campaign in the cavernous Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Just 31% of the seats were occupied. A stadium built for over 70,000 hosted 22,137 fans. For a country constantly pitched as the next frontier of football fandom, these early matches feel more like afterthoughts than global showcases. FIFA, though, remains optimistic. In a statement released on Tuesday, the governing body noted that 4 of the 5 top-selling group stage matches are still ahead. Hope is a powerful motivator. So are pre-sale ticket numbers. Nearly 1.5 million tickets have reportedly been sold across the tournament. And, to be fair, there have been bright spots. The Rose Bowl in California, a stadium with its own mythos, was nearly packed when Paris Saint-Germain dismantled Atletico Madrid 4-0 in front of 80,619 fans. It was a reminder of what's possible when the stars align: big names, a prime-time slot, and a football-hungry crowd. Miami has also been a standout. The city, with its vibrant Hispanic and Latino population, has leaned into the Club World Cup like few others. The opening game, featuring Inter Miami and Egypt's Al Ahly, drew 60,927 fans. Boca Juniors vs Benfica. Over 55,000 packed into the 65,000-capacity Hard Rock Stadium. And when Real Madrid faced Al Hilal, 62,415 turned up to see it unfold. These games are reminders that the appetite exists. But elsewhere, the hunger is not being matched with accessible opportunities. Juventus win over Al and drew 18,161 fans, and the stadium was 91% full. Bayern Munich's 10-0 demolition of Auckland City attracted 21,152 in a stadium that was 81% full. These are solid numbers, but only because the matches were held in smaller venues. The question FIFA may be forced to ask is a simple one: why weren't more matches scheduled in stadiums of similar size? Why are so many of these contests being staged in vast arenas better suited for Super Bowl Sundays than weekday football fixtures? Because context matters. Timing matters. Monday afternoon in Atlanta is not an ideal slot for anything, let alone a Chelsea match. Doug Robertson, a seasoned journalist with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, was candid. "It's not because people here don't care about soccer," he said. "The people aren't here because it's Monday at 3 p.m. Frankly, I'm surprised there are as many as there are. There's a pattern emerging. Several matches have been scheduled during workday hours, noon, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Across time zones. Across cities. In a country where weekday afternoons belong to office desks and school runs, the scheduling has become a barrier, not a bridge. And the Club World Cup isn't the only tournament feeling the pinch. Running concurrently is the Concacaf Gold Cup, the regional tournament for North and Central America, the Caribbean, and now even a guest team from Saudi Arabia. But the attendances there have also been underwhelming. The United States thrashed Trinidad and Tobago 5-0 at California's PayPal Park in front of just 12,610 fans. That same fixture, played 2 years ago in North Carolina, drew 40,000. The drop is dramatic and telling. So, what's changed? Perhaps it's oversaturation. Perhaps it's poor marketing. Perhaps it's the economic pinch. Perhaps it's just a mismatch between expectations and reality. Chelsea once played in the very same Atlanta stadium 2 years ago. That night, against Newcastle, the match nearly sold out. Over 70,000 fans roared under the lights. But that game had an 8:15 p.m. kickoff, prime time. Accessible. Designed for spectacle. Now, 2 or 3 matches are taking place during business hours every other weekday until the group stage concludes on June 26. And the trend continues. Tuesday's noon kickoff in New York between Borussia Dortmund and Fluminense left more than 40,000 seats empty at MetLife Stadium. On Wednesday, 30,000 empty seats watched Manchester City face Wydad Casablanca in Philadelphia. This isn't a football problem. This is a logistics problem. A timing problem. A presentation problem. The product is world-class. The packaging, so far, is not. But there is still time. The group stage is not the end. Big names like Real Madrid, Chelsea, PSG, and Bayern Munich will keep drawing crowds if they're showcased properly. And the knockout stages may yet deliver the kind of electricity FIFA is counting on. This is, after all, a trial run. A dress rehearsal. A chance to learn, to recalibrate, to adjust. The World Cup is coming next year. Bigger, longer, with even higher stakes. But for now, this Club World Cup is teaching lessons. Painful ones, crucial ones, and perhaps the most important lesson of all. You can build the stadiums. You can sign the stars. You can sell the jerseys. But if the people can't come, the spectacle fades. Football, for all its money and glamour, still needs its heartbeat, the fans.